please don't just copy the correct answers, but try and understand them. If you still have questions, make sure to ask me. All right, so number 1, you have to take and look at the half circle, and this half circle, just create one whole circle, and you find the area of that. To find the area, do not use the diameter of 200. You got to cut it in half and use the radius of 100. So you get your final answer of 31,400. But then you still have to find the area of the rectangle, in which you get just 300 times 200, 60,000, and you add them up for your grand total. Number 2, a triangular prism. Triangular meaning you gotta use the formula for a triangle, 1/2 BH, and then you have to multiply it by the height of the object. So in other words, all 3 numbers multiplied together, but don't forget the half because of the triangle. Now, this is what you have to read carefully, because it says, determine to the nearest cubic centimeter. Well, that means don't use these decimals at all. Change that to a 5, change this to a 7, and that to a 10. Multiply it all out and divide by 2, and you get your final answer. Number 3, you have 2 spools. So you have a spool here and a spool here that are 15 and 7/8 each. Now you have to read this one because it says 3 yards of wire from each spool are used, meaning subtract 3 and subtract 3. That gets you this right here, and you add them up to get a total. When you add straight down. 12 plus 12 is 24, 7 plus 7 is 14, but that denominator stays as 8. So that rounds up. This is an improper, so you make it a mixed number. So 1 and 6/8, and you add that 1 to the 24. So you get 25, and you simplify and get 3/4. All right, number 4, when you close this up, these points, these little petals here, are going to close up against each other, and it's going to come to a point just like a pyramid, Egyptian pyramid. Number 5, you have a track. Now the track is 400 yards, and I'm going to lap 14 times. So that's 14 times 400 gets you 5,600 total yards. Now that's the whole, so 5,600 a whole. The part is the part she's already gone, 1680. So it's part over whole, and if you need to convert to a percent, you put percent over 100. Otherwise, just divide and move over twice for that 30%. But set it up correctly. The part that she's already done, and you had to calculate the whole. Number 6, you could draw it out, but remember, cubic feet is volume. That's your volume question, so you multiply the 3 numbers together. It is a rectangle, so there's no dividing, and it's a prism, so there's no dividing. So just multiply your 3 numbers, use your decimals correctly. You had to move over 1 and 2, so start at the end, and instead of 1,620, it's 16.2 cubic feet. Number 7, you have to calculate what quarters are worth. Quarters are worth 25 cents because it says, hey, a combined total of coins for Raina. Well, I start with the highest amount, and there's 50 quarters. Well, 1 quarter is worth 25 cents, so 50 of them, multiply 0.25 times 50, and you get $12.50 just for the quarters. So that means that is out. When you go to B, the value of dimes, so the dimes, 80 dimes divided by 10 or multiplied by 0.1 gets you $88. The value of the nickels, if you notice, the nickels is 80 also. So that's going to be half the amount, because nickels are only worth 0.05 cents, while dimes are worth 0.1 cent. So that's twice as much value. Number 8, you take this right here. What I do is I draw a line down the word by, and then you have a 4 by 6. So put 4 on the first ratio and 6 underneath the second part of the ratio, and now you're comparing. If you compare, 4 times 2 gets you the 8, but 6 times 2 gets you 12, so it's not that answer. You're looking for the one that's proportional. If you do this, 4 divided by 2 gets you 2, 6 divided by 2 gets you 3, so this is correct, and that is your answer. Okay, number 9, they're supplementary angles. So that means they add up to 180, and you're going to subtract the angle they gave you of 50.7. Yes, they intersect, meaning they're just right here. They intersect, meaning that's your x. So you have to borrow. Don't forget, add in that decimal and line them up. So you have to borrow from that 8, that's a 10, that's a 9, and that's a 10. So 10 minus 7 is 3, 9 minus 0 is 9, and 7 minus 5 is 2. Number 10, the temperature at 7 p.m. was 45 degrees, and it's decreasing, meaning going down 5 degrees until it hits 11 p.m. So at 8 p.m., 5 less. 9 p.m., 5 less. 10 p.m., 5 less. 11 p.m., 5 less. And you have your answer right there.